The weekend 3-2. So they won 3 of their 5 games. Our opponent outlook presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. Owens digs in. Parker stares in. The first pitch of the 2026 home season is just a bit out. Ball 1, and we are underway at 6:03 p.m. Infield in fairly tight as the 1-0 pitch misses low. Ball 2.
Now Owens running the box. Infield expecting her to put the ball on the ground, get rid of the ball quick.
There's a strike. That's what I think. DJ and I were talking pregame, and you'd ask, what do you think of how Wells has done so far as a receiver behind the plate? She's got a little, an overused adjective, juice back there. The 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good-looking pitch. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner pregame show, expanded to 30 minutes for the second straight season. Brought to you by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. 2-2 count. The pitch, just getting a piece of it is Owens to slap it away. 10th start of the year for Mackenzie Owens, hitting .240. Got some speed, 4 stolen bases this year. Keep her off the base paths. Has struck out 6 times. The 2-2 pitch. Cold strike 3. Got her looking. What a start, kid. 1 away. Strikeouts this year are brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. TFCU is here for you in life and money.
Gotta love Parker bringing that count back. One thing that has been a little bit of an issue for Parker so far in this season is walks. 8 walks in 9 innings. So good to see her battle back from that 2-0 start.
First pitch is up high to the left-handed hitting Jabrielle Terrell. They gave us a pronunciation for her first name, but not her last name, Terrell. I think I said I was going to go with Terrell, and then I changed it to Terrell. 1-0 is, maybe I'm just not used, but all these pitches that are being called balls right now look like really good pitches. Maybe I'm just not used to this perspective, but that looked like a really good spot, called ball 2, and again for the second straight hitter. Parker has fallen behind 2-0. Bounce back to the circle, easy play for Alyssa, 2 away. Now there's a reason she's been dubbed the Big Smooth, man. Everything she does makes it look super easy. 2 away.
A lot of lefties in this Alabama State lineup.
Including Janiyah Boykin. First pitch, there's a strike. Hey, welcome those of you watching our radio simulcast on ESPN+. Appreciate it. Should be a fun weekend. DJ and I will have you covered on all 6 games this weekend. The 0-1, a little bit low. I love the start times this weekend.
Yes.
Couple of mid-afternoon, early evening games tomorrow and Saturday night. So Mother Nature stays away, because that Saturday game against Southeastern Louisiana could be one of the more intriguing matchups of this weekend as the 1-1 misses low. 2-1.
Now, Southeastern Louisiana is historically, I mean, even back when I was playing, not that long ago, but
I like how you had to give that disclaimer.
You know,
not that long ago.
But they can swing it, man, and they just have always snuck up on teams.
Here's the 2-1. Oh. Swing and a miss, 2-2. She's got the Hornets guessing here early.
It's a really nice pitch. And one thing Parker's doing early in this game, I mean, we're seeing her work behind in counts, but battling her way back. That's a really good pitcher's pitch in a hitter's count. Went back to it there and just missed a little low and away.
Full count.
You can really see Parker trying to hammer that pitch low and away to these lefty slappers, trying to get that wave.
Crowd wants a strikeout. The pitch just missed, ball 4. Now, Boykin didn't realize it was ball 4, and now she's being informed, and she makes her way down to first base. And there is the one issue, DJ, that you talked about, the walk. Been an issue this year.
9th walk on the season for Parker. And, you know, I think one really good opportunity for Alyssa Parker in this ball game, again, and this is not taking anything away from Alabama State, but not a super heavy hitting team. When you start, if you're just looking at numbers on paper, right, not tons of power numbers, this is a really great lineup for Parker to go through and focus on hammering the strike zone. Let your pitches work. There's no need to really try to do too much. Throw the ball in the strike zone. Let your defense work for you, but work ahead and counts.
First pitch swinging, popped up left side. Wells gives chase towards the netting, makes the catch. There you go, one pitch.
First pitch strike.
Gets the out. A 2-out walk. Alana Scott, the shortstop, pops up to end the frame, and after a half, the Sooners will head to the plate scoreless. It's Oklahoma and Alabama State. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game is brought to you by the OU Energy Partners, celebrating Oklahoma's oil and gas industry. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. We were given, her record is listed as 11-0, which would be amazing for a team that's won 6 games. But she's at 3-1 on the season. This is her 11th appearance with a 4.08 ERA. First pitch to Pickering is a little bit out. Ball 1. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Sooner softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Today's game is brought to you by the OU Energy Partners. It's celebrating Oklahoma's oil and gas energy. Oh my, that is quite the changeup. Quite the off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, Poussin does not have overpowering speed. Is that
There's
pitch?
a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But if you're looking at her stats, I mean, 34 and a third innings thrown, 30 strikeouts. I mean, pretty high strikeout numbers. But I think one challenge for this OU offense, working in the strike zone as that pitch misses up and count runs 2 balls, 2 strikes, but not getting out on your front foot, letting the ball travel and not getting a little bit overzealous. Again, Coach Gasso challenged this team to attack. But again, you have to get attack under control, especially when you're facing a pitcher like Poussin who does not bring it.
Full count.
And also throws a lot of balls.
You mentioned the 30 strikeouts this year in her 34 and a third innings. Has walked 9 batters and has hit 2. Full count pitch to Pickering is an off speed that's laced up the alley in right center field. It's off the wall. Pickering races into second with a leadoff double. Chalk up double number 6 on the season for Pickering.
And what a good piece of hitting. Just as I'm sitting here talking about, you've got to let the ball travel. Poussin changes speeds, and that change of speeds is massive. You can see it. But Pickering geared up, loads, and just absolutely drives that pitch perfectly on time. Great piece of hitting by Pickering.
Now time is being called because the Alabama State catcher, Braylon Cook, like she was having a little problem with a batting glove. Looks like she has a little extra padding on her left hand, so something maybe we'll be keeping an eye on this weekend is Player of the Week, Kendall Wells steps in, tried to check her swing on a pitch up, couldn't, strike 1.
And that's that look, again, that you get from a pitcher like Poussin. It's, you see that pitch a little elevated in the zone and you want to swing out of your shoes, and you could just kind of see the big grin from Wells.
Wow, my goodness, Kendall Wells just hit one way out of here. Her first at bat at Love's Field is a bomb over the left center field wall that landed on the concourse. 2-0 Sooners, and that's the 11th home run of the season for the fantastic, phenomenal freshman. Didn't take long.
Unreal. Kendall Wells coming off of being the National Player of the Week. First at bat and sends it. I think that, Blank, did that leave the entire state? I mean, it was close to getting all the way out of here. That thing was an absolute
You might
rocket.
be right. It might have gone beyond. There is a black metal fence that separates the end of the concourse from basically being out of the stadium, and that might have gone out. Ella Parker. I didn't see anyone running away with a softball, but it was a bomb, that's for sure. 2-zip Sooners. Speaking of players who are on fire, Ella Parker 4 for 4 against Washington, and she laces this one the other way, deep to left field. It hits at the base of the wall, and it's a double for Ella Parker. 3 plate appearances for Sooner hitters, 3 extra base hits, and here comes the big smooth, Alyssa Parker, with a chance to help her own cause.
And we're talking every ball that has been put in play has been a shot. You're looking at the game plan, again, attack, but this is an offense for the first 3 at-bats of this ball game that look composed in the box, too. Again, not getting out in front, letting the ball travel. You see Parker take that pitch down the left field line.
First pitch to Alyssa Parker is a little bit out, ball 1. 2-0 Sooners, and already Ella Parker in scoring position.
And just smooth. I mean, smooth swings.
Alyssa Parker is our player to watch, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the 1-0. Caught that outer edge, 1-1. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Parker sitting at .440 on the season. 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And doing both, DJ. She has been impressive so far. The 1-1, a little bit out, 2-1.
You got to love the freshman. Home opener. You've got the ball, and why don't you hit cleanup while you're on it? Why not? Welcome to Norman.
Here comes the 2-1. Boy, that misses a little bit out. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Talk about potentially getting a pitch here for the Pocola product. Pocola. No, Pocola. I do it every single time. I look at it, and I want to say it the wrong way. Here's the 3-1. Boy, that hangs up way high. Ball 4. Pocola. Sorry.
I'm going to roll with whatever you say.
Yeah, it's not Pocola.
Okay.
But for some reason, and I got to meet her mom and her stepdad this week, and what a great family. A couple younger sisters. I think she's one of 4. What a great family, and what a awesome athlete.
Yes.
Here's the first pitch to Gabby Garcia. That's launched to left center field, and it's long gone. Gabby Garcia, first pitch swinging. Plants one in the left center field bleachers. What a start for the Sooners. It's 5-zip Oklahoma on a 2-run homer from Kendall Wells and a 3-run shot from Gabby Garcia.
5 Sooners have come to the plate, and 5 Sooners have scored. You talk about setting a tone. As if this crowd in Love's Field is not tough enough to play at. I mean, this has been an absolute gauntlet going through the first half of this order. And one of my keys, execute, right? 2 bombs and a couple doubles wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but right. I mean, we're just seeing game plan being executed right now and the approach in the box.
Unbelievable. The Sooners on the season, I don't think these stats have us. Yeah, okay, this is correct. Home run number 57 and home run number 58 by Oklahoma. The first 2 of what could be many, considering at the very least Oklahoma has 2 more games against Alabama State. Camise Patterson, the second-year head coach, went out to talk to Poussin, kind of calm her down a little bit. Here's Kai Minor. Crowd continues to filter in. First pitch, that drops a little bit low, ball 1. I mean, gorgeous night. Sun starts to set, hardly any wind. Might even be able to get away with a t-shirt if you want. The 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. Tomorrow will be at 2 p and 5:30. So a little bit of an earlier start time tomorrow. Wow. Line drive, base hit back up the middle. Kai Minor gets on top of one and ropes it.
I mean, that pitch, again, elevated about at the letters, and Minor just doing a really good job of keeping that barrel high. I mean, that's a pitch. You are one click early, and you pop it up on the infield. So it's a really, again, I've said it because we've seen 6 at-bats in just Sooner offense putting on a clinic here to start.
First pitch to Lexi McDaniel. Off to second goes Minor, and actually a pretty decent throw, but Minor easily steals the base. Lexi McDaniel out of St. Joseph, Missouri, has a chance to make a big-time impact this year. .435 average as she takes ball 2 a little bit low. Great kid, great personality, fun family. Dad and mom got a chance to meet them in Palm Springs briefly. Just a cool family, great addition to the Sooner Nation. And she can rake. 2-0 is a little bit out, ball 3. I think the question will become twofold, right? When you see who's going to play more first and who might end up DPing or playing in the outfield is, A, how are you hitting? And are you providing something defensively? She'll take the 3-0 for strike 1. And also everything, not everything, but Sooners have a lot of tools. JT Gasso was telling us about it Tuesday at the coaches' luncheon about lineup optimization, and it's very matchup based. I think Lexi will be in a lot of those matchups. There's ball 4. First and second now. Nobody out. We're in the first. It's already 5-0 Sooners.
Well, to kind of continue with that, Plank, I mean, it's going to be about the battle of who's producing, but it's also going to be about who's in the circle, right? I mean, of what defense you plan on having out there as well. I mean, there's just so many options.
First pitch to Agbayani is in for a strike. And there's so much data. So much data. 2025 Gold Glove Award-winning second baseman is hitting .424 this year. Shows bunt, takes a ball. She had a pretty impressive, well, maybe she had a pretty impressive finish, but a bit of a roller coaster ride in the Mary Nutter. Started off the weekend going 0 for 3 against Cal State Fullerton. Scored a run as she swings through the pitch on the runners, taking off for a double steal, and both Minor and McDaniel get their bags. The throw's late to third. Alana was swinging to protect the base runners, but she didn't register a plate appearance, was walked once and scored a run, laid down a sac bunt. 1-2 is low, 2-2 against San Diego State. Went 2 for 2 against Duke with an RBI. Went 0 for 2 against Long Beach State. Went 1 for 3 against Cal, and then went 1 for 2 against Washington. So she seemed to be involved in everything, but a lot of good and bad. There's ball 3. She'll take a walk.
I think one thing about Agbayani, and you talk about the roller coaster, there's a lot of players that can't handle them.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think you ever have the question of whether or not Ailana Agbayani can just go out, turn the page, and keep moving forward.
Bouncer to the right side. This will score a run. The play is made by Frank. First out as the 9-hole hitter Sid Barker comes to the plate, but it's an RBI, and it's 6-0 Sooners. Here is Sydney Barker. Lexi McDaniel moves on to third. Barring a very unique double play, the Sooners will bat around here in the first. How about these back-to-back first innings in the last 2 games for the Sooners? 6 runs against Washington, 6 runs here tonight. They might not be done. Sid Barker takes ball 1 up and in. 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 home runs already in for the Sooners. The 1-0 to Barker. In for a strike.
It's a pretty good take. That pitch super low in the zone, barely catching the very bottom of the strike zone. That's a pretty good take for Parker.
I like to see it. The 1-1. Line drive, base hit back up the middle. Sid Barker, an RBI single, and it's 7-0 Sooners. She had a couple of bats I know she wasn't happy with in Palm Springs. And you mentioned the good take on the 1-0 pitch, even though it was called a strike. And then laces one right back up the middle for the 6th hit of the inning for the Sooners. And
without question, Williams Energy. Experience powers us. Plains All-American Pipeline. Plains moves the energy that powers the modern world. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep. And by OG&E, we energize.
First pitch to Cassidy Pickering, misses outside, ball 1. Amanda Cintron is the new pitcher, the freshman for Alabama State, leader in appearances for the Hornets. This is her 13th appearance of the season. Whoa. That was the definition of a lollipop change. It popped right out of her hand like an Ethos pitch almost, but misses high, ball 2.
The old flip change.
The old Lisa Fernandez.
Yeah, the old flip change.
Here's the 2-0. That misses high, ball 3. Her longest outing of the season, she pitched 6 innings, got the win, allowing 5 hits, striking out 2, and allowing just 2 runs in a 10-2 win over Southern Indiana. Pitched 3 innings against Tuskegee. Finds the zone here on the 3-0 pitch with strike 1. 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Her last time out, her ERA is at 7.11. 7.11. 7.11. 7.11. Here's the 3-1. Fouled off.
Big gulps, huh?
Big gulps, huh? All right. Had a bit of a rough outing in her debut. In fact, her first 2 outings. Gave up 8 hits and 3 runs in a 12-8 loss to Northern Kentucky. 3-2 pitch. Wow, that hit Cassidy Pickering. So the 10th batter to come to the plate in the first inning is Cassidy Pickering, who reaches on a hit by pitch. Well, here's Kendall Wells. That second outing for Cintron, 2/3 of an inning against Nicholls State. 4 hits, 5 runs, but only 1 of them earned. Here's Kendall Wells. Homered already this weekend. I should say this weekend, this evening, as that's popped up down the right field line, and that's going to get right up against the netting, just out of the reach of Boykin or the hustling Frank.
Wells aggressive out of the gates. And for Alabama State at this point, you finding a way to try to stop the bleeding. I mean, 7 here in the first inning for the Sooners. 1 out. I mean, you still got a ways to go with a runner in scoring position.
0-1 is just out. I mean, there's only 1 out.
Yes.
It's 7-0 Sooners. There's 1 out in the bottom of the first inning.
And you're going through the heart of this lineup.
Yeah.
Alabama State defense going to need to make some plays here and find a way to get their pitchers out of this inning.
Popped up down the right side, slicing again away from Boykin, the right fielder. Hits high off the net. Dustin Douglas is our home plate umpire, calling balls and strikes. Keith Kearney is down at first. And Brent Harden is over at third. Had a chance to see Dustin and his crew as they came in. They broke up my pregame conversation with Coach, but they had fair questions. 1-2 is outside, 2-2. You'll probably see a lot of 11 this weekend. Cintron for Alabama State. First of 3 OU will have against the Hornets. Up 7-zip, bottom of the first. The 2-2 is up high, ball 3.
It's not a bad pitch from Cintron. Good take from Wells with that pitch up in the zone, but I actually kind of saw that pitch work through the strike zone a little bit.
I love Kendall Wells' mannerisms.
Yes.
Like how she is around the batter's box, how she handles herself. such a fun watch. And she takes ball 4, and the bases will be loaded. And here comes Ella Park. The crowd comes to its feet for the junior All-American Ella Parker with the bases loaded and 1 out. Parker already doubled off the base of the left field wall. She had another one of those sweet-looking swings that she fouled straight back.
Parker's taken 2 swings in this game, and just the timing, right? Lacing the double down the left field line. That pitch right there, again, sitting a little bit late, fouling it off to the left side.
Well, 1 misses low and away, 1-1.
But just watching the rhythm that she's got in the box, really seeing the ball well.
7 runs on 6 hits. OU has already hit 2 home runs here in the first. 1-1, misses high, 2-1. Well, this is as exciting as this is for Alabama State. They're not going to play in an environment like this probably again this year. It's got to be frustrating as well, demoralizing even. They'll still swing away. You're still going to get their best shot, but putting 7 on the board first is a good opening salvo. Parker swings through the 2-1. Actually, might have got a piece of it as it just got away from Cook to catch it, 2-2.
I think it's one thing to have a crooked number. I mean, 7 in the first.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough.
A 2-2 count with a sacks full of Sooners. Fouled off right in front of Coach Gasso in that third base coach's box.
Just as I was talking about rhythm and timing, Cintron making a couple pitcher's pitches. You can see Ella Parker a little off balance, couple defensive swings here back to back.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Parker waits, and she hits one hard and deep to center field, but racing back, it hits off the glove and off the top of the wall. Parker's on her way to second. Here comes Pickering, who's caught between third and home. Now Wells is caught in a rundown. Everyone is confused about whether or not it was called a home run. Wells is being chased between third and home, and she's gonna score! Kendall Wells never stopped running. The Sooners had 2 base runners caught between third and home. They thought a home run had been called because in center field, Terrell nearly made a fantastic play. When the ball hit off her glove, it hit off the wall. They thought it had gone out, but it ends up in a 3-run triple somehow, some way.
And third base umpire Brent Harden, as soon as that ball tipped off the glove of Boykin, he gave the no-go. He was out there waving, saying that it was not a home run.
It's either a grand slam home run or a 3-run triple. So OU is going to go ahead and challenge this. We do have, you know what, I just realized we have the ability to hear the calls. I'll have to pull out all my sweet microphone cords, or mic cords here in a bit. But we do not have replay monitors here in our booth. So unless they show it on the big screen, we're at the mercy. But unless it hit off maybe one of those fans in the front row, or off maybe the bench, the metal, there's a few metal bars out there. I don't know, they're showing it now. I don't know if we're getting a good angle on that, or at least zoomed in enough. There we go. They're trying to zoom it in on the big screen as we speak.
Watching it live, I thought it hit off the very top of the white of the wall.
Well, this is eerily similar to Abby Dayton's inside the park home run against UTEP.
Yeah.
Where I had thought that it hit off the top of the wall but had ricocheted off something that was beyond the wall. I don't know. We need those fans. Hey, y'all that are in the – did it go over?
I think a fan had it. Look, if we're watching it, yeah. Oof. It's hard to tell.
Hey, one of you guys over there in the front row in left center field, I know you have your earbuds in, your AirPods. Let me know if you touched it or not. Just a little wave will help us out.
I think it ricocheted back in. I think it's going to be overturned and be a grand slam for Parker.
Well, it's the difference between 10-zip and 11-zip.
In the first.
In the first. I mean, the Sooners have broke out the big sticks. Let's see. Here comes our umpire right now. We'll make sure for the rest of the weekend we have it set up where you guys will be able to hear the call. If that's the only angle, though, they have, it's going to be tough.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
The ball did not leave the park. That is Oklahoma's first challenge.
Our reviews are brought to you by our good friend Noble McIntyre. At McIntyre Law. Visit McIntyreLaw.com to connect with their team of award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys.
I should have stuck with my gut. As I watched it live, I thought it bounced off the top of the wall. But then when I was watching the replay on the Jumbotron, I'm going, ugh.
Well, it's a triple, and Oklahoma, with a few base-running miscues, ended up clearing the bases with only one out. First pitch is way outside to Alyssa Parker, ball one. She walked in her first plate appearance in the first inning. This is the 12th batter to come to the plate this inning for the Sooners.
And what's tough right now, if you're Alabama State?
Parker takes a strike, 1-1.
Nothing that has come off of a Sooner bat has been mishit. I mean, Agbayani hits a ground ball to second base, but I mean, hits a ground ball to second base with a runner at third. RBI, scores a run.
Right.
From that point on, start to finish.
Low. Yeah.
I mean, everything that has come off of a Sooner bat has been hit hard. And you pepper in 4 free passes between 3 walks and a hit by pitch. I mean, it recipe for disaster here early in this ball game.
2 balls and a strike to Parker, who pops it up. Foul territory, but out of the reach of the hustling Williams over at first base. 10 runs on 7 hits. 13th batter to come to the plate is Alyssa Parker with a runner at third. That's Ella Parker. And only 1 out. We have reached the 35-minute mark of the first inning. And Parker hits one hard and pretty deep to right field. It's caught at the warning track. It'll score a run on a sac fly RBI, and it's 11-0 Sooners. I mean, even the outs so far have been runs batted in. A ground up by Agbayani scored a run. The sac fly from Parker makes it 11-0.
Again, a good piece of hitting by Parker. I mean, we're talking a little bit of the barrel from that leaving the yard.
Gabby Garcia has left the yard once tonight. She takes strike 1. Gabby has worked her season average now back up to 400. 386 coming into tonight.
I think the thing I like about this inning for this Sooner offense.
Popped up down the left field line, giving chase is Cox Cole, giving chase is Scott, the shortstop, and Sims, the third baseman, but no one can get there.
Good hustle on the left side for Alabama State, but one key I talked about was execution, right? We've seen a little bit of all of it, right? You've got Agbayani's ground ball to the right side with a runner on third base. Parker, the deep fly ball to score. Ella Parker for the sac fly, drawn a couple of walks. We've seen some stolen bases, so a lot of execution here early in this ball game.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that missed up and away? The 1-2 popped up center field. Terrell is under it, ranging towards left center field and makes the catch. And merciful for Alabama State, the first inning comes to an end. But what an inning it was. 14 batters sent to the plate, 7 hits, 2 home runs. Oklahoma is in control as we head to the second. It's 11-0 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. American Sonic Smasher. Live free and eat the All-American Sonic Smasher. And the best place to gear up for game day is the Sooner Shop The Sooner Shop is the official fan shop of OU Athletics, located on the west side of Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. First pitch of the second is a little bit low to Taylor Sims, ball one. Remember, you can always shop online, too, at shop.soonersports.com. One quick clarification, especially, too, because my man Lauren was very upset about it. It is a double, but Ella Parker will still get 3 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch, they call that a ball? Missed a little bit in, 2 balls and a strike. So double advances on the throw, but they have still credited Ella Parker with 3 runs batted in. My goodness, what an inning as that's fouled back. How about some of the home stats already? Ella Parker's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. Kendall Wells already has scored 2 runs and driven in 2. Gabby Garcia's already driven in 3. I mean, what a start. Here's the 2-1 from Parker. Check swing. I didn't mean to. Fouled back. Strike 2.
Something I want to see from Parker. 2-2 count. Opened this count, missing low. 11 run first inning. You've got to pitch with a lead. But working ahead in counts, walks have been a bit, I'm not even going to say the word issue.
Ground ball sharply hit towards short. Deep in the hole, the throw is scooped out by Lexi McDaniel, 1 away.
Good off-speed pitch there from Parker, letting Gabby Garcia scoop it up and take care of it. But that's what I want to see from Parker. Throw strikes, work ahead, and open counts early with a pitcher's pitch in the strike zone. Alabama State's going to be aggressive. They've got a lot of work to do, so I think we're going to see big swings. Take advantage of it. Hammer the zone early and let your defense make your outs for you. Work quick.
That off-speed dropped right in for strike 1 to Braylon Cook, the freshman catcher, who's hitting .321 on the weekend. Or on the season, pardon me. Here's the 0-1. A little bit out. You know, these third inning shout-outs are one of my favorite things, and I appreciate all of Sooner Nation who checks in early. I have 2 very special ones. First, Miss Jane Jetson checking in from Dallas, passed her last kidney stone. Ouch. Miss Jane Jetson, get well, as the 1-1 pitch misses up and away. And I had a phone call from Marita Hines this week. I talked to Coach for a while. She would like for everyone to know that she is still very much alive. The AI Facebook tried to end Coach Marita Hines, but she wouldn't have it. She said no. 2-1 is a little bit low, ball 3. And listen, I love Marita. Any chance I get to talk to Coach Marita Hines, I'm going to take it. But you could really sense where at first she thought it was, okay, whatever. And then you get so many calls and people checking on you, she got worried. Wanted to make sure everyone knew that she was good. So don't believe the fake news.
I hope she was answering those calls from a golf course somewhere.
3-1 is hit hard down the right field line, slicing away from Ella Parker, and that's going to get out of play. I don't know that she was. I just know that whenever I talked to her, that you could sense the please help me get the word out. Not that I don't think anyone doesn't like the, what are we calling here? Patty Gasso's going to go out. I guess they got an illegal pitch, maybe. There was no timing violation that we saw. Third base umpire is over to say something, but off to first base goes Braylon Cook, the catcher, on what I can only assume is being called an illegal pitch by the third base umpire. That'd be pretty quick. Either she took the ball out of the glove and put it back in, or what?
Or they called illegal on the foul ball.
That's right. Could have called a legal pitch on the foul ball. Good point. Because the foul ball then is a dead ball, and it's good point. Instead of strike 2, it is then ball 4.
Yep.
That appears to be the case. We'll text down and double check with the Sooner dugout or with game ops. Yeah. And we get a pinch runner at it too. So Alabama State will bring in Jordan Ferrandino to pinch run here for Braylon Cook, who reaches on what I think is then truly ruled a walk, right?
Yes.
Make sure we have all the official scoring taken care of. For Arleana Cox-Cole. Cox-Cole. First pitch a little bit in, ball 1.
It's a pretty good spot.
Is there anything you're seeing, though, from Alyssa Parker that's kind of bordered maybe on illegal? I don't think so. I mean, the rules have changed quite a bit.
You've got to do – I feel like you almost have to do something a little outlandish.
1-0 is low. They're going to throw behind the runner at first. That was close. 2 balls and no strikes. 11-0 Sooners win the second. Yeah, that would make sense then. It's on the foul ball because it took a while.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it was the process of the third base umpire, Brent Harden, making sure everyone was aware of what he had called. 2-0 pitch. Good spot, 2-1. Called strike. By my calculations, which means they aren't kept very well, that is the second illegal pitch called on the Sooners this year. Miley Wachenio was called for one in Arizona in a same inning where she was called for a timing violation. 2-1 runner goes. The throw by Wells is a good one. The tag is there. 2 away. Caught. Stealing. She's got a cannon.
Yeah.
Great throw. Maybe an even better tag.
Everything about it. Again, the execution from start to finish. And Wells has a cannon, but let's just talk about how quick that pop time was of getting rid of the ball. I'm going to start bringing my stopwatch. Because, I mean, good jump.
Right.
I mean, everything about it.
Three balls and a strike to Ariana Cox-Cole. Oh, there's a pitch that misses up, ball 4. Second straight walk. This one a true 4-ball walk, if that makes any sense.
Again,
You ever worry about when you have an illegal pitch called like that it's something that could be a little bit, I don't know, mental, a little problematic the rest of the way? Or, I mean, you got an 11-zip lead too, so, I mean, throw strikes.
I mean, I think so much of that just depends on your pitcher, right? And depends on as that pitch misses up and in just a bit. But I don't think that Alyssa Parker felt it at all. And I think one thing that's nice about it now is it's just a ball in the batter. I mean,
Sure.
it's not this whole dramatic
Everyone
thing
gets
of
an extra
everyone
base.
moves and you score. I mean, it's
1-0 is fouled back. I don't know how many Sooner fans remember, but in 2016, we played you and I think, or wait, were you coaching there or were you on the broadcast with me? Because Jane Chestnut, who had an incredible career, she got dinged for like 3 illegal pitches in an inning. The 1-1, and that ball drops right in for a strike. And I remember that was when you got the base. And Kansas upset Oklahoma that day, and I want to say they ended up scoring 2 runs on the illegal pitches. Thankfully, that rule changed. I want to say it changed the next year. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. What a pitch. Oh, Alyssa Parker. Smooth. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Strikeout number 2 on the game for Alyssa Parker. Strikeouts this year brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. It's 11-0. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. It's all Sooners. 11-zip Oklahoma. As Kai Miner digs in, and the first pitch to Kai misses, ball 1. Kai's 1 for 1 on the day. Singled and stole 2 bases, which means on the season for Kai, she is 4 for 5 in stolen base opportunities. There's the 1-0. I didn't miss by much, 2-0. The only reason she hasn't caught steal is I don't know that Kai Miner has quite mastered the art of the double steal yet, first and third play. She kind of stopped and got thrown out at first in Palm Springs. The 2-0, a little bit out. And by first, I mean in the rundown between second and first. I could see somebody getting mad and saying, how is she stealing first? Little rundown action, guys. She kind of stopped on that. She's learning. She's going to be something else. A 3-0 is in for a strike. We had Jada Coleman sit in with us for a couple of innings, and I can imagine how wild it's got to be to see someone who's trying to be you and replace you. And she was in awe of what she was seeing from 22 Kai Miner. 3-1. Wow, inside out swing. Oh, wow. So it was, I got clarification during the break, it was a timing violation. Susan Walden, Kim Doc-Mom.
That makes a little bit
too.
more sense
Right.
because I'm sitting there watching going, what on earth did they call?
Well, and our pitch clock is in a very obvious spot for both the pitchers and the fans. It's right on the scoreboard, and there's a huge one behind home plate. Minor hits this one hard to short. Wow, it eats up Scott, who stays with it, but the throw is not in time. I mean, kudos over at short to Alana Scott, who somehow stayed with that ball, but had no chance of getting Kai.
And no rest coming through this lineup. Everything that has been put in play has been put in play with authority. Kai Minor.
First pitch to Lexi McDaniel is blown away. Can I defend the pitch clock or the action clock violation too real quick?
Yes.
It wasn't even in play at Palm Springs. There wasn't an action clock anywhere to be found.
How are they enforcing it?
I don't know that they were. The 1-0 is in for a strike. So I mean, if there is a violation from any team that played at Palm Springs this past weekend, it would make sense because it just, it wasn't a part of the games, at least on our field. Oh, McDaniel wanted that one, swing and a miss, strike two. Lexi walked and scored a run her last time up. I would imagine you'll start seeing Patty Gasso after this second time through the lineup. Might see the Tia Malloys of the world get an opportunity. Maybe Abby Dayton will hit as well, too. The 1-2, as the runner goes, is lifted deep to right field, but it's caught right at the warning track, and Minor has to hustle to get back, and she does it. What a play from right field by Boykin, who doubles off Kai Minor. 2 away. That was close at first.
It was. And here's the thing, and that's a learning moment for the freshman, right? A lot of times you tell your runners, you see your outfielders going back, you get out.
Yeah.
You keep going, right? But as soon as Boykin camped underneath that ball, is the first pitch is in Dogbayani for a called strike. You've got to stop and you got to get back. You could see Kai Minor, you got to love the aggressiveness, but as soon as you see Boykin camp, you've got to put on the brakes and start getting back.
Oh, little chop back towards the circle. The throw is not in time. Agbayani shortened up, chopped that one right in front of Cintron, who made a nice play, but it's an infield single for Agbayani. Ninth hit of the game for the Sooners. They did rule Kai Minor's hit a single, which I'd say so. Here's Sid Barker. She's 1 for 1. Scored a run, drove in a run, takes a strike.
Okay, Plank, tell me if I'm a terrible person.
Oh, I like these games.
Agree, Kai Minor hit, it was hit hard. Should it be ruled an error if it bounces off the shortstop's glove?
That's a tough scoring call. The 0-1 is way outside, 1-1.
And I am not contradicting our score by any means, but
just calling you out, Brock.
Not at all. But
he's a big boy. He can handle it down there.
I'm here for it. That ball was smoked. But
hit hard.
But
I would want my shortstop to be able to make that play.
That's where I'm at.
1-1 is fouled back.
As a pitcher, as a coach, right?
1 ball, 2 strikes. Cassidy Pickering waits on deck, so I mean, at least if the plan stays in place here, she'll get another plate appearance with a runner at, well, I'm barring the 3rd out of the inning, of course. 1-2 is lined into center field. Have a day, Sid Barker. 2 for 2, 2 singles. And here comes Cassidy Pickering.
Sid Barker recognizing the off speed, not just recognizing it, but seeing it elevated in the strike zone and doing a really good job of sending that pitch right back up the middle. She didn't just reload and recognize it. She kept the hands high. It's a really good job by Barker.
Here we go. Pickering's due for one. First pitch is low and away outside, ball one. 2 for 2, or 1 for 1 on the day with a double, a run scored, 2 runs scored actually, and was hit by a pinch. Pickering digs in. She's become the Sooners' leadoff hitter over the last couple of seasons. Reaffirmed it in the early stages of this season. The 1-0 is a little bit out. 2 balls and no strikes. When I say the do factor is high for Cassidy Pickering, that's a little bit unfair because she did hit a home run on Sunday. It was her 6th of the season. But it was her first since the Idaho State game in Las Cruces, New Mexico. As the 2-0 pitch misses low. And this is going to sound incredibly unfair, but it ended a 6-game homerless streak for Cassidy Pickering after she had homered in 3 of 4. But she's had 3-0 here. There's strike one. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I'll tell you this. I will take the way she started this ball game with that double laced in the gap. I'll take that every day of the week.
That's how you set a tone.
Yes.
A 3-1 pitch, fouled off, full count. See a lot of you that have checked in from listening in over at the Lloyd Noble Center. Pam Vaughn had just checked in from over at the LNC. How about the first half for the ladies? 44-22. They lead Arkansas on senior night. They just started the 3rd quarter. Final game for Peyton Verhulst, Reagan Beers, and Beatrice Colton. Pickering hits one deep to left field. Get out of here, Bull! Oh, it's gone! Back-to-back games with a home run for Pickering. An extra point is good. It's 14-0 Sooners on a 3-run bomb from Cassidy Pickering.
Ask and you shall receive, Plank.
Told you she was due.
And hey, you're lacing doubles in the gap, putting good swings on the ball. That's what it turns into.
Here's Kendall Wells. So now with 3 home runs on the game today for Oklahoma, the Sooners on the season have hit 59 home runs. And for Cassidy Pickering, chalk up number 7 on the season. RBI 21, 22, and 23. First pitch to Wells. She hammers one. Oh my goodness, this is long gone to right center field. And Oklahoma goes back to back. Cue the light show, baby. Kendall Wells, a 2-homer game. It's 15-0 Sooners, and we're only in the 2nd inning. 4th home run of the game by Sooner hitters. My word.
Kendall Wells. And we saw the first bomb. This one was just as impressive. On a line, opposite field. Kendall Wells delivering in her first home game here at Love's Field.
The 60th home run by Oklahoma Sooner hitters. Every player on the roster that has played and has hit a home run this year, including Ella Parker, who's got 6 of them, and she digs in. Listen, I don't want to get greedy, but OU has gone back to back to back this year. In fact, they did it against Washington. 1 ball, no strikes. Cintron stares in the pitch. She had a cut, fouled it back. All this damage has come after a frustrating 2 outs, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
The double play on the fly ball to right field. Holy smokes.
Coach Gasso wanted to see this team keep their foot on the gas pedal, right? You put up an 11-run first. You get doubled off on a fly ball. But this is what she wants to see from this team, is that pitch misses outside for ball 2. You don't let up. And that has been, we've said this team at times has maybe played down to their opponent a little bit, but doing a good job so far in this ball game. You gotta love putting some runs on the board with 2 outs.
Oh, that hit Parker. Oh, man, I was so excited. You know, the last time that Oklahoma hit back-to-back-to-back home runs, it was Sunday, and it was Pickering, Wells, and Parker. So I was ready for a repeat, but Parker gets hit, and Alyssa Parker will be the 8th batter to come to the plate this inning. And everybody's out. Camise Patterson, the second-year coach, talking with her infield. As you might imagine, this has to be, just almost enraging. You feel a little bit hopeless whenever you're down like this. Janae Mobley, the pitching coach, is out, or at least works with the pitchers, is out talking right now in the circle. And Cintron, this is obviously a big weekend. You're playing Oklahoma, you're playing in front of a great crowd. But this is a team that feels like they can compete in the SWAC. So you don't want anyone to get mentally beat down in this game or lose their confidence at all. As Kai Miner is going to, Tia Malloy is going to pinch run here.
Well, and as you're looking at Cintron having her conversation with Coach Mobley, it's light. You see Cintron kind of nodding her head, a couple smiles. I think here's the thing that's tough right now for Alabama State. These runs have been put on the board by things you can't defend.
Yeah.
It hasn't been errors. There haven't been physical mistakes. It's flat out been early inning 1. On top of the home runs, you had 4 free passes.
Yep.
This inning, we're not seeing the free passes. You had that quick 2 outs, but then you have the back-to-back bombs.
First pitch to Alyssa Parker is a little bit up and away, ball 1. Parker walked and scored a run in the first and had the sac fly. So technically 0 for 0 in her 2 plate appearances so far. She's been good in the circle too. Rip fouled on the third base line. And that was hit hard. Just an impressive athlete. Pecola, Oklahoma. Small town America. One of the best high school softball and one of the best high school basketball players in the state. Though Kendall Wells said that she would draft Kendall over, as that pitch misses high, Alyssa, if they were having a team draft. I guess they've played a little hoops, and that would probably be 1-2 or 1-2. One of those in that order would go 1-2 in the overall team draft. Just make them both captains. Let them pick the field. The 2-1. Ooh, she had a cut and fouled it back.
I'm grabbing Agbayani and letting her go foul people and steal the ball.
See, I would still wonder, the women's basketball team rolling tonight on their senior night. I'd take Kendall Wells and Alyssa Parker, maybe a Kaylee Clifton, who would be a good basketball player from one of your squads. Anyone jump out? 2 balls and 2 strikes. Headed home to Parker. Wow! My goodness, she lasers one to left field that gets out of here in a hurry. Just over the left field wall. And a big smooth has hit a big bomb, and Oklahoma has blown this thing wide open. If they hadn't already, it's the 61st home run this season for Sooner hitters, and that one got out of here in a hurry for a home run number 7 this season for Alyssa Parker.
That is the 3rd home run we've seen here in this ball game that have come inches from ricocheting off the top of the wall. We've seen a little bit of it all. We've seen the towering shots, but the ones that I personally love to see are those line drives that have that backspin and just leave the yard because you're just putting a flat-out good swing on the ball. And we've seen quite a few of those here tonight.
All 6 runs this inning have come with 2 outs for the Sooners. And here's Gabby Garcia, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Homered a 3-run shot in the first. Bats here with 2 outs and nobody on in a 6-run second, and she takes strike 1.
Cintron trying to find a way to get out of this inning. Again, the 2 quick outs on the double play, but again, going back to Alabama State, you can't defend the long ball.
This one skied to shallow left field. Who's got it? Left fielder Cox Cole makes the catch, and the Sooners send 9 batters to the plate in the second, and they put 6 runs on the board. They hit 3 home runs, including back-to-back jacks from Pickering and Wells. And as we head to the 3rd, it's all Oklahoma, 17-0 Sooners. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of
To see her work ahead in the count more. All right, we've seen 3 walks in this game so far. Working ahead, hitting spots, and limiting the free passes from here on out.
First pitch is high to Frank for ball 1.
A good opportunity again. I've said it a lot, but for Parker to work on just letting her pitches move through the zone.
There's a strike.
A lot of at-bats so far in this ball game for Parker of working and opening up counts with the ball. So moving forward for the rest of this game and really work on opening up the count with a strike, as that pitch is in for a called strike off the glove of Wells.
No, I missed
Immerling.
one. My bad. Bella Immerling is checked in behind the plate. My apologies. How can I miss Isabella?
I thought my eyes were deceiving me for a second. I'm like, that's Immerling.
My bad. Immerling in behind the plate. 1-2 is high. You know, there is one interesting softball game worth keeping an eye on tonight. And I give my man Okie Phil credit for pointing it out. Jordy Ball Fromm is back in Oklahoma tonight. 2-2, swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the game. Frank is retired, and here's the leadoff hitter, Mackenzie Owens. Tonight, as we look at scores from across the country, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Jordy Ball in Nebraska, Jordy Fromm, Nebraska. They're in Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State. They're in the top of the 5th inning. Nebraska leads at 1-0. There's the first pitch to Mackenzie Owens, who shows bunt, pulls it back and takes the ball. Several games already final. Virginia survived George Mason 9-6. Virginia up to 20th in the D1 softball rankings. Texas Tech 24-0 over Abilene Christian in their home opener, bottom of the 4th. A 1-0. Tried to bunt that one, missed it. Arkansas has won today over Omaha 10-2. Northwestern game, believe it was weathered out, if you will. All of our eyes, at the very least, will be on that Nebraska-Oklahoma State game. That's chopped to third, off the glove of Barker. Right to Garcia, who throws, but not in time. We'll await the official ruling that could be the first hit. We also have eyes, by the way, down in Bryan College Station at Davis Diamond. Texas A&M 5, Houston 1, as that game's in the top of the 3rd. So, Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Here's Jabrielle Terrell. First pitch, she wants to bunt and bunts it foul.
You see Alabama State trying to find a way to get base runners aboard and still haven't ruled. Owens, I wrote, it goes down as a hit.
It's the first hit of the game for Alabama State. Oh, there goes the no-no.
On that high chopper, taking Barker in the 5-6 hole. Again, off her glove.
0-1 is, oh, that just missed, 1-1.
But a play we expect to see Barker make. And, you know, I think a play that Barker would expect herself to make. And just bouncing off the glove, wasn't hit too hard. A little bit of a chop, but trying to move. Again, that's what speed does. Owens gets down the line very quick, and you could just see Sydney Barker trying to transition a little bit too quickly.
That ball just missed a little bit low to him.
But definitely a play we expect to see Barker make.
2 balls and a strike with a runner at first. It's a 17-0 game, but I'll be curious how Camise Patterson kind of plays this. They seem like they're just looking for a run right now as the 2-1 misses low, and Immerling's going to go chat for ball 3 with Alyssa Park. Debbie and Alan Bryson are at the BOK Center in Tulsa, where Eric Church is playing tonight.
Hey.
So they've got their ears on in Tulsa before the Eric Church concert. Susan Walden, Kim Doc Mommy checking in from her new season ticket seat behind left field. Lori Cook's watching both women's basketball and softball in Marshall, Oklahoma. 3-1 pitch is a hard bunt down the first base line. Parker shovels it to first, and they miss the play at first. Off to third goes Mackenzie Owens. Parker was a little off balance as she fielded it and tried to shovel it to first, and it was just out of the reach of McDaniel.
And this is, again, Alabama State, you got to tip your hat, using their speed to put pressure on this defense. And you've seen it 2 at-bats in a row to put runners aboard. And this is not an Alabama State team that has much power.
No.
Right? 5 home runs on the season. Put that in perspective. The Sooners that hit 5 home runs tonight. And I'm trying to find a way to get runners on base. So good execution from the top of this Alabama State order.
Swing and a miss, strike one to Janiyah Boykin. They've gone with a little small ball. I think you kind of realize we're not going to make up 17, but let's see if we can at least create a little havoc. And the 0-1 pitch misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was pretty close.
It was a pretty good spot. Well, it goes back, I mean, we talked to Coach Gasso to start the game. 17-0, obviously offense keeping their foot on the gas, but you've got to see that roll through in every aspect of this ball game.
Chopped foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Shauna's got us tuned in Clinton, Oklahoma, with her dog Ringo, Jamie and Tommy Joe, and Punta del Este, Uruguay. Wow. That's what you call commitment, James and Tommy Joe. You couldn't tell Alabama State's down by the juice they're bringing in their dugout. Check swing. No, she went cold strike 3.
Big strikeout there for Parker.
2-way, 4th strikeout of the game for the freshman. Strikeouts this year brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. TFCU is a proud sponsor of OU softball. The Lees have checked in from Cedar Park. They got their Norman grandkids, Peyton and Kate, in town. How fun is that? Shout out to Teresa Lakin out in section 20. Time is called. What's wrong?
Nothing, just we've seen a couple times called by Parker here in this inning alone.
First pitch strike.
And then we saw the time violation early in the game.
Yeah, and again, we got clarification that it was the timing violation, not an illegal pitch. And I completely understand. It just wasn't enforced last week as the 0-1 pitch misses low, 1-1.
It's a good spot with the drop curve outside.
But then again, I think I've come to realize that whenever it comes to defending the Sooners, I probably will stand against anything.
As you should, Plank.
I'll stand up for anything. 1-1 is bounced back to the circle. Parker with the backhand, little double clutch, throws a strike, inning over. That a kid. Well, a 1-out single, an error, and still a goose egg. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Oklahoma 17, Alabama State nothing. This is Sooner softball from Quinn Watson is tuned in tonight with his fam, Leo and Pat. Shout out, Quinn. Here we go, 17-0 Sooners. Here's Cheney Helton, who takes the first pitch for ball 1. Speaking of Cheney Helton, I heard from, but I haven't had a chance to talk to the great Brad Penny today, true Oklahoma legend. We're going to get him out to some games this year. He is a big Cheney Helton fan, the 1-0. In for a strike, 1-1. Jim and Em are watching from Lake of the Ozarks. Our buddy Warren Blankenship's in the house. Paul's in Northeast Norman. Evan's listening in while Hideaway. Jeff Duke is in Sterling, Kansas. Cheney hits this one hard and foul. Emotional moment this season when Cheney, not Mr. Haney, Cheney Helton hit her first career home run. There was joy, there were tears. Pretty exciting moment. She's got a chance to be a major player for the Sooners over the next few years, and she bombs one deep to left field, and it is goal! Second career home run for Cheney Helton is an Oppo Taco, baby! Touch them all. The Coweta kid stomps on home plate, and Oklahoma makes it 18-0. Wow.
Opposite field, And just as you were talking about Cheney Helton getting her first home run earlier this season, just a great approach at the plate. And that's one thing that has been consistent 1 through 9, regardless of who is in the box. We've seen really good approaches at the plate tonight. I mean, you go through and you look at, not a great at-bat there. I don't know if we've seen too many. I mean, it's been very few and far between of just swinging at bad pitches or not attacking a good pitch. I mean, everything we've seen, even outs for the most part for the Sooners here tonight, have just been good at-bats.
Here's Abby Dayton. A little delay there as Coach Gasso adjusted the lineup card. Abby Dayton has been in since the start of this game, but as the flex. So she's been out in left field, shifted to center field, now gets her first plate appearance. With OU up 18-0, and the first pitch is a strike.
So I am going to complain's probably not the right word, but
works for me.
18-0 at this point in this ball game. I feel like the strike zone has gotten a little bit wide.
Oh. Well, it wasn't there.
Wasn't there. Makeup call for the pitch before that was in the other batter's box. So all is well again.
Well, they missed an obvious strike, so we'll take it, kind of.
We'll call it even.
Here's the 1-1. That's a little bit low. Jim and Sherry Smith are tuned in Tulsa. Sooner Judy out in Silver City, New Mexico. Doug and Marilyn Fain from Saginaw, Texas. Always tuned in. They say always. Here's the 2-1. Hit it hard, but foul. Doug is listening and watching in Piedmont while his wife is sitting out in right center with her sister. Oh, what a guy Doug is. He gives the wife and his sister-in-law the tickets, and he stays home and says, I got you guys. Doug McClure, a hero tonight. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, popped up. Right center field, but it could be trouble racing out. Unable to make the play is Frank, the second baseman. Dayton never stops running. She's into second.
Good hustle by Abby Dayton out of the box. Got jammed a little bit and a little looper, but great job of taking advantage. And I mean, she was gone out of the box, double out of the box.
Hear the announcement of the Sooners' second baseman, the Gold Glover, Ilana Agbayani, digging in. 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored, and a hard hit ball back up the middle into center field. It's a base hit. Patty Gasso waves home Abby Dayton, and it's 19-0 Sooners on an RBI single from Ilana Agbayani.
Agbayani's second RBI of the night, but just doing a good job with runners in scoring position and putting the ball on the ground.
Here's Sid Barker. Very funny. Good to see Casey Nicole is tuned in tonight. Our buddy Stephen York is in the house this evening. Rhonda and Alan Griffin along with Larry and Danita Higgs. First pitch is low. Big Sky Sooner and TJ Carter in their backyard deck in Noble. The Lawrences are checking in from their fan cave in Norman. Oh, Stacy's got me jealous, listening from a bowling alley in Blackwell. 1-0 is a little bit out. When's the last time you bowled?
It's been a minute.
We went a couple weeks ago.
Okay. How did that go?
I was good.
I believe it.
I'm ready, Stacy. Get me on your league team. I'm ready to go. Now,
I'm only in if there are shirts.
The good outing could be followed up with a really bad one as the 2-0 misses low, ball 3. Barker on the game is 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. I was cooking. Strikes, spares. I looked like I knew what I was doing. And then the bottom fell out, which as it typically does.
You get tired?
It's like that's bowling and golf. I can have these runs. 3-0 is a strike, 3-1. Stacy, enjoy the night at the bowling alley in Blackwell this evening. How about me calling Cheney Helton Haney? What a name. You guys, I wonder if the Heltons ever thought about that one.
Little alliteration, Haney Helton.
Be pretty cool. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Barker. Ball 4. So, I mean, this is a tough spot to be in. 19 to zip if you're Alabama State. And Bella Emmerling is going to bat here. She caught last inning, so she's hitting in Pickering's spot.
And I think for
kind of like their last half inning at the plate, right?
Yes.
You're just trying to get any positive momentum you can.
Well, and I think in part of it, too, it's a long weekend for these teams. And just, they heard us up here talking, playing, because it looks like Alabama State going back to the bullpen and giving Cintron a little bit of a rest. And that's what I was kind of getting at. It's a long weekend. I mean, we're
Christie's in Memphis, Tennessee. Kendall Ross is watching with Gizmo, his dog, and working in the recliner. Oh, come on, that's a gorgeous. Make that dog watch. True Sooners out in Section 7 in the Reese family watching the Bomb Show from Clarksville, Arkansas. Thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. First pitch, Bella Emmerling had a Bella Emmerling type swing. She fouled it back for strike 1. Get well, Richie Brown tuned in from his bed in South OKC with bronchitis. He's got bronchitis.
nobody
No
got
balls
time
and
for
a
that.
strike. Ain't nobody got time for that, Richie. Get well soon. Low 1-1. Joe's in Frisco tonight. Kent Baxter is watching from his comfy recliner in Frederick, Oklahoma. Frederick, Oklahoma. Real city. Here's the 1-1. Hard hit, right field, down for a hit. Patty Gasso is going to wave home Ilana Agbayani. It's 20 to zip Sooners, and here comes Kendall Wells. What a
Offense,
start.
man. And it's, again, it has not been a break. And I've talked about it a lot, but such a big piece that has made this tough. If you're Alabama State, is this offense has been absolutely relentless. And it's one thing to see crooked numbers on the board. It's another when nearly every ball that's been put in play has been smoked.
That one's hit hard to center field, but it's right at Terrell. Tagging at second and heading to third is Barker. It's a line drive out, and that's the first out of the inning. Barker advances to third. Emmerling will stay at first, and here's Tia Malloy's first plate appearance. Kevin Goodmiller is checked in Low County. They're battling inclement weather, so be safe there, buddy. Brian's in La Crosse, Wisconsin today. Mike's watching the Sooners from his couch in Casey, Missouri. First pitch, a little low, ball 1. Giovanna and Fendi watching from Philadelphia. Warren Meter is in Elk City, Oklahoma. John Washington and Halls Beach. There's a hard hit ball to second. The throw to second is bobbled. Emmerling will be safe. Barker will score. What could have been a double play to end the inning is a botched toss to second to the shortstop, Scott, covering. And Oklahoma will jump up 21 zip now. And Malloy reaches on what was just maybe a play of frustration at short by Scott.
Yeah, and Ayanna Frank, I mean, that ball was hit hard. It took her up the middle. Great job of working low and playing the hop on the backhand. It was a great job on the first half as that pitch misses outside for a ball. But Ayanna Frank making a really good play. And then, again, this is where Alabama State, I've kind of been saying it all game, when they have opportunities, their defense has got to step up.
There's a line drop towards left center field that takes a hop and hits the wall. Emmerling will score easily. It's an RBI double from Alyssa Parker, and it's 22-0 Sooners. They'll hold Tia Malloy at third. My goodness. What a night for Alyssa Parker. She's been outstanding in the circle. And she is 2 for 2 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. First pitch to Garcia, grounded sharply to second. Nice play by Frank, throws to first. Garcia is retired, but Malloy scores from third. Alyssa Parker off to third. And the runs continue to mount up for the Sooners.
Ayanna Frank has had a busy night over there at second base. Really, anything that has not been a base hit has gone right at Ayanna Frank.
First pitch to Helton, who started this inning with a home run, is a little bit up for ball one. $23-0 Sooners. The 1-0 is low. $23 runs on 18 hits. 6 home runs have been hit by the Sooners. That one nearly hit Cheney. .30. So how many walks do we have, too, from Alabama State pitchers to add to this? 5. Make it 6. Helton walks. Second time this game, second time in 3 innings, the Sooners have batted around. So here's Abby Dayton, who it seems like just like 2 hitters ago was at the plate and she doubled.
And this Sooner offense, again, third time, or second time I should say, that they've had an inning of batting through the order and rolling it back over. But, I mean, it's happening quick.
Yeah.
And, again, 23 runs on the board.
There's a line drive towards the gap in right center field. That's going to get almost to the wall. It'll be an RBI double again for Abby Dayton.
Just as I was saying, 23 runs on the board, make it 24. But, I mean, it has happened so quickly, and we're not – a lot of times I feel like when we see games like this and it is so one-sided, you have multiple errors. You have, you know, and there have been some free passes here. Again, 6 on the night between walks and hit by pitches. But, again, you look at this as a whole, it has been line drives. It has been base hits. It has been home runs. I mean, it has just been at-bats that have been really, really tough from the Sooners.
First pitch is high for a ball to Agbayani. Ailana grounded out in the first. It was the first out of the inning by the 8-hole hitter, but it drove in a run. She singled twice. She's 2 for 3 with an RBI, a 2-run score. And she takes ball 2. That's a really good point, DJ. You see games that are, well, this is 24-0. Now, they've got 4 runs batted in now for Agbayani. I shorted her a couple. Make that 2, pardon me. I shorted her 1, 2. The 2-0 pitches in for a strike. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. 4 RBI night for Alyssa Parker and Gabby Garcia. Ella Parker, Kendall Wells, and Cassidy Pickering have all driven in 3. Your point is so dead on, though. This hasn't been 8 errors and 20 walks. This has been hard hit balls. As the 2-1 pitch is high, ball 3.
Well, and if you're Alabama State, too, you're on the 3rd pitcher, and at this point, you're playing, again, you're playing long game, and I'm not, at 24-0 at this point in the game, I think it would be safe to say if you're Alabama State, 3-1 is in there for a called strike on the inner half. Agbayani didn't like the call.
She did not like the call at all.
But if you are Alabama State at this point, you are doing anything you can to just get out of the inning, put as little on your pitching staff as possible so you can salvage the rest of this weekend.
There's ball 4, so the bases will be loaded with Helton at 3rd, Dayton at 2nd, and now Ilana Agbayani at 1st for Sid Barker. I feel like I'm doing a good job with my scorecard. I'm not doing a good job with who's in the game. That's the problem with the scorecard right now. It looks neat, right? It kind of makes sense. Usually it's a mess in these games.
Color coordinated?
I'm getting there. First pitch is a strike to Sid Barker. It's only taken me 11 years. And the Bob Carpenter scorebook, too.
It is the best one.
OU women's basketball is putting one on Arkansas right now. They're in the fourth. It's 83-39. The 0-1 misses outside. Make it 85-39. Final home game of the regular season. Now they're in position to where they could host a regional. So senior night for now. Here's the 1-1 to Barker. That ball gets to the backstop. They're up 24-0, so I don't think you're going to see Oklahoma push anything here. Buddy Doug Hamilton is checked in from Broken Arrow. Renee Mowry is watching in Owasso, as is our man Kendall. You might know Owasso as the home of Riley Boone, where Kayla Boone is tuned in tonight. Hard hit ball to third. Nice play by Sims. Goes to the bag, and that'll do it. Oklahoma bats around again in the third. They send 13 batters to the plate, put 7 runs on the board. It was an 11-run first, a 6-run second, and a 7-run third. And as we head to the fourth, it's 24-0 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Hey, Oklahoma, set one.
From what we've been told, as much potential as about anyone we've seen. 2 2/3 is all she's thrown so far this year. A chance to see a lot of her this weekend. And her first pitch is up high for ball 1 to Taylor Sims. Had a shutout inning through 8 pitches against UTEP. Boy, likes to work inside ball 2. Struggled against Arizona when an inning gave up 2 hits, allowed 3 runs. Walked 2 and struck out 1. That was a game in which she came in with a 21-0 lead. That misses low, ball 3. Struggled a bit against Montana when 2/3 of an inning gave up 3 hits and walked a batter. But OU was able to maintain the shutout, won that game 17-0. She's fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes. Time is called. Here's what we think the Sooners' current lineup looks like. We know at least who's out in the field as the 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. It's a battery now of Berkeley Zakay and the catcher Bella Emmerling. Lexi McDaniel is back at first with Agbayani at second, Garcia at short, and Sid Barker at third. Fouled off. Alyssa Parker has moved to left field with Tia Malloy in center, Abby Dayton in center. No, wait, that's wrong. That's Cheney Helton in center and Tia Malloy in right, and we think the DP is still Kendall Wells. Exhale. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4.
Who's on first?
What's on second? Was that the old bid?
I feel like that's about what we just went through.
Well, it's not really that confusing. It's just they've got so many pieces that they can play in so many different places. Sydney Barker's played every position this year except for catcher pitch. First, second, short, third, left, center, right. She's played them all. Alyssa Parker's not too far behind. Braylon Cook takes the first pitch for a strike.
And I'll say this, too. I mean, 15 games into the season, 16 now, but so we'll call it 16. And you've had the opportunity to make that much adjustment. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's such a gift.
The 0-1 misses low.
Because you're not just getting opportunities, but you're also having the ability to see what different defenses look like and see where you're able to plug and play. It's just something that you don't always get that luxury of doing, especially 16 games into the season.
That pitch missed low and in 2-1. After this hitter, I want to take some time to talk about Alyssa Parker's evening in the circle, which might be kind of hard to gauge with how one-sided this has been. 2-1 pitch misses low and in ball 3. Ron in Tulsa checked in and said, wait till you see Hannah Core's catch at the wall to protect Jordy Fromm's shutout. It is 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nebraska leads Oklahoma State. Going to get a quick trip to the circle here from Carly Keeney, the Sooner interim pitching coach, to talk to Berkeley Zakay. Boy, that looks a little bit more pointed and adamant from Carly Keeney. Love to see that. Make sure the freshman is where she needs to be as Carly makes her way back to the dugout. Nobody wants less of the spotlight on them or less attention than Carly Keeney does. Has zero time for that.
Well, she exuded that as a player a little bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, just business, and you gotta love it.
Whatever she said worked there. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, I get the feeling Carly Keeney going out there going, you've got a 24-run lead, throw strikes. You know, and again, Zakay, her first inning at Love's Field as that pitch is fouled straight back. You know, there's, regardless of the scoreboard, there's some nerves there, right? Of getting that first moment and getting those first innings under your belt as here at this stadium as a Sooner.
3-2, swing and a miss.
And that's what she needed. And here's what I love about that 3-2 off-speed pitch. It's a really nice location and having the confidence, but gotta love Carly Keeney going out there and getting and recognizing the fact that Zakay needed just a second to kind of get a little bit of confidence.
Here's Ariana Cox-Cole. First pitch is in for a ball. Final scores everywhere. Nebraska has held off Oklahoma State to win it 1-0. Jordy Fromm, 7 innings of 3-hit balls, struck out 9 and walked 1. How about that for a start to the weekend? There's a line drive down the right field line. It's foul. And just gone final from the Lloyd Noble Center, the OU women's basketball team in the seniors' final regular season game. Now, there's still a chance they could host the regional. 89-44, they beat Arkansas. The 1-1 is a little bit up. So the fans that are just getting done at the LNC, well, they might have time to get over here and watch the Sooners bat again in the bottom of the 4th inning, up 24-0. 2 balls and a strike. By the way, that might not quite be final yet. They're reviewing the final out in that Nebraska-Oklahoma State game. We'll keep you updated. 2-1 is in for a strike, 2-2. We'd like to welcome those of you that have been listening to the Sooner Radio Network and the OU women's basketball game, where Sooners just won 89-44. Here, similar type beatdown. It's 24-0 Sooners. Off speed, drops in. Cold strike 3, 2 away. There you go, Zakay.
This is where you get, again, you get some of those reps under your belt, and that's what this feels like. We're seeing deep counts from Zakay, but taking that changeup out of her pocket and throwing it back to back in full counts. Those are the types of pitches that you've got to execute in tight games, right?
First pitch fouled back from Bailey Williams. They did overrule the call on the field in Stillwater. So, as they said in the great movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I'm not dead yet. Oklahoma State still alive as the 0-1 is chopped back up the middle. Cut off by Agbayani, shovels to second in time for the force out on a play that was made to look routine because of the spectacular nature of the Sooner middle infield. They're that good. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Oklahoma 24, Alabama State nothing. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game is brought to you by the OU Energy Partners, keeping our economy and our state strong. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. How about this? We had Oklahoma State done. They challenged the final out. And as the first pitch to Isabella Emmerling with the Sooners on top, 24-0 here. The Cowgirls have tied it in the bottom of the 7th inning after the final out had been made at first. Kenny Gajewski challenged the call at first. Tia Warsop was ruled safe. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1.
Going to be some controversy,
Maybe.
you think?
Maybe. Audrey Schneidmiller had the game-tying single. The 1-1 pitch skips in. And they're knotted up at 1 down in Stillwater in the first of, how many are we playing? 3 against Oklahoma State and Nebraska this weekend. Nebraska will play Oklahoma State in Stillwater tonight, then go to Tulsa and play 2 tomorrow. 2-2 is bounced foul down the third base line. And then a Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon tilt against Oklahoma State as Jordy and Hannah make their return to Oklahoma in a roundabout way. Other ranked teams in action tonight as the scores are brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Texas A&M leads in the top of the 6th inning, 6-1 over Houston. Here it's just been all Sooners. 24-0 over Alabama State. 19 runs, 6 home runs of those 19 hits. Wow, swing and a miss. They got Emmerling. 1 away.
And that's one of those at-bats we've talked about we haven't seen much of tonight. Out in front, nice off-speed pitch from Quinney. But one thing the Sooners have done all game is that they've worked on time. So kind of see Emmerling out of time just a bit.
First strikeout of a Sooner today. And here's Kendall Wells, who is 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. Has driven in 3. One of the 6 home runs for the Sooners. So wait, 19 hits, 6 home runs, 24 runs. That's where we are right now. Pure and utter domination for the Sooners here tonight. 2-1. She had a big cut. Swing and a miss. Mason Quinney's done a nice job since coming in, but I mean, it's all relative at this point.
You can see Quinney from time to time as that pitch misses in the dirt. Entered the game and had a hard time finding the strike zone, but has been there since. And first strikeout of the game, but really first time we've seen some swings and misses or miss-hit balls in this game.
With ball 4, and Wells will reach. And there's Ella Parker. Of course, as soon as you say, Tia Malloy is going to hit here. She came in and played right field last half inning. Of course, as soon as you say that, Tia Malloy is going to hit one to the moon. Tia has had a nice start to the season. First pitch is in for a strike. Always high expectations around Malloy. Had a chance finally had a chance to spend a little time meeting her dad. Super Bowl champion, incredible person. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit low, 1-1. Of course, the first thing I let him know is that he ruined my life as a Raiders fan because of the Tuck Rule game. You know, lawyer. But what a great family. And this is a young woman that's on a firm foundation. She rips that one into right field for a base hit. Telling you, it's just a matter of time.
She just does everything with, I mean, the swing she just put on that ball, pitch was inside, little low, kind of at her shin, and again, just everything she does with just conviction. It doesn't matter what it is, and it's contagious.
Malloy's now 1 for 2 on the game. She'd reached on a fielder's choice in her last plate appearance. Here's Alyssa Parker. She's already homered once tonight. 2 for 2 on the night for Parker. Has scored 3 runs, has driven in 4 runs. The home run by Alyssa Parker. What was that on the season for number 7? And she takes a strike, 1-1. 7 home runs, now 18 runs batted in on the season. They'll go to extra innings in Stillwater. We'll keep tabs on that Oklahoma State-Nebraska game, tied at 1.
I'd be curious
1-1 pitch
to
misses
see.
out, 2-1, sorry.
I'm curious to see what the last play of that game was that
Yeah,
got
me too.
reversed.
Two balls and a strike. Malloy at first. Wells at second. A foul off the netting down the right side. For Alabama State, kind of knew you were going up against something a little bit different. They'll play Oklahoma 2 more times this weekend, but they'll have a chance tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. to play Sam Houston. Play someone other than OU on this field. Parker takes the 2-2 low and in ball 3.
Well, and you mentioned it, Plank, at the beginning of the game. I mean, this is an environment that Alabama State hasn't played in. I mean, let's be real. This is an environment that few teams actually do play in on a regular basis. It doesn't happen.
2 has popped well out of play.
So a lot of things stacking up against Alabama State tonight, walking in to Love's Field. But I mean, this offense has just been, and I'm going to use the word again because I don't have a better one, relentless. I mean, just good at bats, just through and through throughout this ball game.
There's ball 4, and the bases will be loaded. And here's Gabby Garcia. Yeah, so here is Alabama State's schedule for this weekend. They'll play Sam Houston tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Then we'll turn around and play later tomorrow night against the Sooners at 6. Be on the air at the 5:30 pregame as that first pitch is high. And then the same kind of schedule on Saturday. They'll play Sam Houston at 11:30 a.m. Then they'll get the Sooners at 5:30 before they travel to take on Mississippi Valley State next week. We'll have a trip to the Circle here. Try to calm things down a bit. Though the damage pretty much done. Bases loaded, though, with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sooners are 3 outs away from a run rule win, but I think Patty Gasso wants to see a goose egg on that scoreboard with this offense. Get your kid into the game and behind the scenes by joining the OG&E Sooner Kids Club today. Presented in part by Orthodontics exclusively and Devon Energy. Sooner Kids Club delivers exclusive behind-the-scenes access, year-round ticket offers, Sooners gear, and more. Learn more and join today at Soonersports.com/kids. And Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members. They're the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit BobMooreFord.com/hero. Gabby hit the first big shot of this game. Well, the second home run, that's a strike. But a 3-run shot as opposed to Kendall Wells' 2-run shot that happened 3 batters before her. That was part of an 11-run first inning. And to stake the Sooners to this 24-0 lead. The 1-1 is low, 2-1. Be interesting to see Patty Gasso if she wants to see another inning out of Zakay, or if maybe they'll throw Deal out there in the 5th. That'll be interesting. Garcia rips one into right field. Wells scores easily from 3rd. It's 25-0 Sooners. And have yourself a day, Gabby Garcia, her 5th run batted in of the game.
Gabby Garcia, again, taking that pitch and just lining it. We have seen so many just line drive base hits here in this ball game. But Sooners, Coach Gasso said in the pregame she wants this team to finish and never let up as that pitch misses low and away. And got to be happy with scoring every inning.
Cheney Helton, homer. She also walked. Both of those plate appearances coming in a third inning where the Sooners batted around. The 1-0 is a wild pitch, but everyone will stay where they are. Well, you've set a high expectation level the rest of the weekend, Sooners. 25 to nothing Sooners. Base is still loaded. Garcia at first, Parker at second, and Malloy at third. Line drive, left field, base hit. A two-hit game for Cheney Helton. That was the definition. Put that picture in the dictionary. Underlaced, underlined, under-rocked. She got it and drives in a run. 26-0 Sooners. Pass the bat some more.
Can we just appreciate the fact for a minute just how well, I mean, just gap to gap. I mean, everything has just been, it doesn't matter. I mean, we've seen the ball just get sprayed all over this field tonight.
And Lexi McDaniel, I mean, she could plant one to the deepest part of this field. She rips that one foul down the right field. Power-packed right-handed hitter. Watching Coach Gasso in her 32nd season stalk in front of the dugout. Keen eye down on the freshman first baseman. Checks in every now and then with Chief of Staff Jackie Livingston as the 1-1 pitch misses low, 2-1. You could sense a calm confidence around Coach at Tuesday's coach's luncheon about this team. 2-1, look out. Ripped foul down the third baseline. 26 runs, 22 hits. And what's crazy is it's still 8 runs shy of the most runs this team has scored this year. Think about that for a moment. The 2-2. Line drive, right field, get to the wall, it does. 1 run will score. Here comes Gabby Garcia. It's a 2-run double from Lexi McDaniel. And it's 28-0 Sooners.
Again, just following up as I'm talking, working gap to gap. Cheney Helton, the at-bat before, laces a pitch opposite field. We see Lexi McDaniel, same thing with the double in the gap. I mean, it has just been 1 through 9, regardless of if it's someone who started the game or came in late. Just the approach at the plate has been spot on.
There's a hard hit ball down the first base line. It's fair. It's off the glove of Williams, the first baseman. It'll score run number 29. Probably a play that Williams should have made, but it crosses Helton and the 29th run of the game for the Sooners. McDaniel to third, Agbayani standing at second. Here's Sid. Sydney Barker, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Nelly getting the night off. First pitch to Sydney is outside. Barker is 2 for 3 tonight, has driven in a run and scored a run. Pardon me, scored 3 runs. She's also drawn a walk. I mean, 30 sound good to anyone? As the 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2-0.
Need to start bringing my hang half 100 on him shirt.
Get Coach Switzer out here.
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-0. Ooh, a little bit low and in.
You can see, and I'll say this, Alabama State, you're looking at second baseman Ayanna Frank, up the middle Alana Scott. I mean, both, this infield still talking to Quinny, just trying to find a way to get out of this game, get out of this inning.
3-0 pitches in for a strike, 3-1.
You You can see the frustration in the circle a little bit for Quinny. And again, you can just kind of feel not having anywhere to turn in the circle.
Bouncer to third, throw is high, it pulls Williams off the bag, but she comes down and tags Barker for out number 2. Everyone stays in their spot. And here comes Isabella Immerling, who started this 4th inning with a strikeout. The scoring on Ogmayani was indeed an E3, so they did rule that an error. She stands at second. McDaniel is at third. First pitch outside, ball 1. You keep looking at this number and it's pretty wild. Oklahoma has scored 29 runs, all right? They have left 3 runners on base in this game. 3. It's unreal.
And we were talking about it earlier. I'm going, man, we had gotten to a certain point and there were 15, 16 runs on the board as that pitch misses low and goes 2-0. And I looked at you playing, I go, they haven't left a runner on base yet. I mean, it's wild.
2 balls and no strikes. Here it comes to Immerling. Bounce this one foul. We had talked about the fact that they're still playing extras right now down in Stillwater. In fact, they've moved to the bottom of the 8th inning in a 1-1 game. Hannah Kaur took away a home run, went over the wall, thanks to who sent the highlights on Twitter. And I have both of my rules experts, my former umpires, giving me updates on this, and they both agree, Okie Phil and Stephen York, that the call at first on the 3rd out wasn't close, that the umpire had blown the call.
Okay.
To keep Oklahoma State alive and tie that game when we thought it was over. 2-1 is way outside, 3-1 to Bella Immerling. Boy, the numbers have been really good to start the season for Bella Immerling. Had 3 home runs in the Montana game. Obviously, she's making a case to be in this lineup every day. Hard hit ball to short, off the glove, pops in the air. Everybody's safe, nowhere for Scott to go with it once she finally corralled it. And there's lucky number 30. Second time this season the Sooners have put 30 on the board.
We've seen a couple of mistakes. We were talking about this earlier, how these runs up until, I'd say really up until about the 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, there were not a lot of mistakes being made defensively. Everything was just pure hits and tough to defend, and we're starting to kind of see some of those mistakes here in this inning. I mean, Alabama State, couple plays that could have been made to get them out of the 5th, but it's been a little bit of a long night defensively for Alabama State.
1-0 pitch skips into Kendall Wells, who has had herself a night. 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. She's hit 2 home runs. She's walked twice, and she scored 4 runs. You are witnessing the 4th most runs ever scored in a game by Oklahoma here tonight. As the 2-0 pitch misses in, ball 3. The Sooners scored 35 against Arkansas Pine Bluff in 2014. 34 earlier this year against UTEP. Here's the 3-0, way outside, ball 4, bases loaded. They scored 33 in 2021 against New Mexico. And they had scored 29 against UTEP. The righty out of Ridgeland, Mississippi, Ridgeland High School, sophomore. Her 6th appearance of the season, and the first pitch for the righty is a little bit up and away. Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio Channel 84 and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Also, Sooner Softball brought to you by Coca-Cola. I'll tell you about them after this 1-0 pitch to Tia Malloy that's up high. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. 30-0 Sooners. 6 home runs on the day. 23 hits. Malloy takes ball 3 inside. So the next big number as far as records are concerned is 33.
Bases loaded.
You get to 34. That's the second most runs ever in a game. And there's ball 4. Bases loaded walk. Makes it 31-0. Zogbayani scores. So off to third is Emmerling. Kendall Wells stands at second. Tia Malloy at first. Here's Alyssa Parker, who has already driven in 4 tonight. She is so smooth.
Yes.
The big smooth takes ball 1 outside. 2 for 2 tonight. 4 runs batted in, 4 runs, a home run, 2 walks. 3 innings in the circle, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Talk about how smooth she is. She
Ball
just
too
has
high.
ball player demeanor, right? Just the way that she gets in the box, the way that she just kind of goes about her business. It's very, the demeanor has that smoothness to it, but like you just look at her and go, yeah, ball player.
Exactly. 2-0 pitches in for a strike. And she loves it.
Yes.
This is a group that loves ball, I think is the best way to put it. They love the game. 2-1. Pop foul and out of play. Congratulations tonight to the OU women's basketball team. They finished their home portion of the schedule by rolling over Arkansas tonight, 89-44. Peyton Verhulst, Reagan Beers. I mean, just an incredible legacy as that's fouled off. It is pretty impressive run that they've had. But like we've said, they've got a chance to where they could end up playing at home again. There's a hard hit ball foul. Oh, I forgot one Sooner senior, Beatrice Collinson. I was joking with someone today, and man, it seems like Beatrice Collinson's been around for a while. I'm like, I feel like she's barely been here. A couple of other scores we've been monitoring outside of that OSU-Nebraska game, which is still ongoing. They're in the top of the 9th now, tied at 1. Texas A&M is separated from Houston. It's now 8-1 Aggies in the top of the 7th. Parker takes ball 3. Full count. That Northwestern Duke game was canceled tonight because of, I believe, weather issues. And Texas Tech finished off a 24-zip run rule win over Abilene Christian. There's ball 4. That'll walk in another run. It's 32-0 Sooners.
Some of those things we talked about earlier, again, how these runs were just, none of them were self-inflicted for, I mean, Alabama State. It was just full-blown gap-to-gap hitting, home runs. Now we're kind of starting to see, again, here in this inning, we've seen a couple defensive miscues, walking in some runs.
Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the junior captain of the game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children grades 3 through 6. Visit either location in Norman or South OKC for your free consultation. Here we go. Base is still juiced for Gabby Garcia. 32-0 Sooners. First pitch outside, ball 1. They just went final in College Station. Chalk it up for the Aggies. They beat Houston 8-1. Put 3 on the board in the first. After Houston tallied a run in the second, A&M scored the next 5 unanswered and went it 8-1. 1-0 is bounced softly to first. Up with it is Williams. She'll go to the bag, and that'll do it for the Sooners. In an 8-run 4th inning, an 11-run first, a 6-run second, a 7-run third, and now an 8-run 4th. And as we head to the 5th, it's 32-0 Sooners.
Case & Associates, where your skills build a future.
Whether Brahms is your stop for a burger and ice cream or your weekly trip for groceries from the fresh market, Brahms is proud to be a part of your family's tradition. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years, proud partner of OU Athletics. And Planet Fitness is a proud partner of the Sooner softball team. With multiple locations in Oklahoma, Planet Fitness can help you with whatever you're getting strong for. Join today. Berkeley Zakay will pitch the fifth. And her first pitch with the Sooners up 32-0 is up high to Ayanna Frank, who was a strikeout victim in the third. Hard hit ball back up the middle. That's the third hit of the game for Alabama State. Their bench is loving it. And Sooner softball is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino's gaming floor has nearly 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind Casino is the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. Sooners going with the same defense they did last half inning. Patty Gasso having mercy on our scorecards. Top of the lineup, Mackenzie Owens takes the first pitch high from Berkeley Zakay for ball one. Cheney Helton out in center, Tia Malloy in right, and Alyssa Parker in left. With Barker at third, Garcia at short, Agbayani at second, and McDaniel at first. Hard hit ball back to Berkeley, catches the liner, throws to first, double play, 2 away.
Smooth as silk. I mean, you could just see Berkeley watching the whole thing unfold. I feel like it slowed down for her on that line drive right back to her. And I'll say this for Alabama State is Terrell steps into the box. They haven't quit. I mean, that dugout, it's tough to stand out there and have to soak 32-0. I mean, that's hard.
They're staying in it.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
And still going in and swinging the bat hard and doing what they can at the plate. I mean, they have not had awful at-bats here in the last couple of innings.
Jay Braille takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike, 1-1. 0 for 2 on the night for Terrell. Season average sits at .314. The 1-1. Line drive, foul down the left field line. Located just minutes from the OU campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with Tech Ford amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Two outs. Fifth inning. Run rule ready. The 1-2. Line drive, base hit. Through the 5-6 hole past a drawn-in Sid Barker and a diving Gabby Garcia. Fourth hit of the game for Alabama State. Here's Janiyah Boykin.
Top half of this Alabama State lineup has, again, they've done a pretty good job putting the ball in play, using the dirt. Again, Alabama State, I mean, the story obviously tonight has been Oklahoma and what they've done offensively, but we have seen some decent at-bats, especially late here in this game. I say decent, we've seen some really good at-bats here late in this game from Alabama State.
Hey, I failed to mention our fifth innings are presented by the Housesmith Restaurant Group. Feed your game day cravings with our wide variety of restaurants available across the Midwest. Visit housesmithrestaurants.com. Change it. They've done a nice job.
Yeah. And
I mean, they're down 32-0,
yes,
but in relative terms, they battled.
And Zakay here late in this game.
1-1, it's in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hits a nice spot low, but one thing that has been consistent in the circle for the Sooners tonight is working behind in counts. Very, very few 0-1 counts. I'd say the majority that we've seen have been at the very least 1-0.
Low on the 1-2 pitch. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3, ball game. A historic home opener for the Sooners. The most runs ever scored by an Oklahoma Sooners softball team in its home opener, and they were on one tonight. The final score from Loves Field, Oklahoma, 32. Alabama State, nothing. The Sooners improved to 14-2 on the season. The Hornets fall to 6-12. And DJ, tonight the bats got going and they just never stopped.
The tone was set from the very first at bat of this ball game. Cassidy Pickering coming in, lacing the double, and then from there you blinked and there were 11 runs on the board. And it was done offensively in a way that was just the Sooners put on a clinic here tonight with the sticks. It was something to see, and Alabama State just happened to be on the tracks.
6 home runs for the Sooners. What a night. Final score 32-zip. Right, DJ's going to go down and chat with Coach Gasso. We'll hear from Coach a little bit later on in the program. Oklahoma victorious in a big way. 32 runs you witnessed tonight. The 4th most runs ever scored in a Sooner game and the most ever in a home opener. 32-zip Sooners. The Brahms post-game